The man never imagined that after killing the Demon King, he would return to a time before he ever became a hero, determined to change the future where all his companions died. Kyle began training 3 years earlier than before, using enhancement magic he would only learn in the future. But he soon realized something unexpected. His magic had become even stronger than before. The problem was that his current body couldn't keep up with that power. If he faced the Demon King now, he would be killed instantly. To prepare, Kyle sought out an elf he wasn't supposed to meet until 4 years later. With the elf's help, he could obtain the Holy Sword much earlier. However, things didn't go as planned. The elf immediately became hostile when Kyle called out his true name, something only known to the elf and his parents. With no other choice, Kyle used the true name to put the elf to sleep. Unfortunately, his childhood friend witnessed everything. Although he had initially agreed to let Kyle travel alone, he now insisted on coming along no matter what. The group returned home together, and Kyle apologized for what had happened. The elf questioned how Kyle knew his true name. Kyle wanted to explain that in the future, they would fall in love and the elf would tell him personally. But such a story would be impossible to believe. Instead, Kyle proposed forming a contract to ensure he wouldn't misuse the elf's true name. However, the elf refused, saying it could only be done after the next full moon. This created another problem, as Kyle had already planned to leave with his companions the next day. Though frustrated, the elf agreed to temporarily travel with them. And just like that, the 4 of them began their journey 3 years earlier than fate intended. Kyle already had their first destination in mind, the legendary underground labyrinth of the Magic King, and he even had a complete map. Sierra and Leah doubted its authenticity, thinking he had been scammed, but the elf quickly recognized it as genuine. Made from ancient magical tree bark over 1,000 years old, a technique long lost to time. The labyrinth was enormous, and no one knew how long it would take to reach the treasure, but Kyle had a plan. Instead of entering normally, he led them to dig a tunnel from underground, avoiding traps he had suffered from in his past life. Here, the elf played a crucial role by summoning earth elementals to assist with digging and reinforcing the tunnel, speeding up their progress without needing expensive tools, while Leah handled food, even hunting a bear on her own to keep everyone fed. By the second day, Sierra was exhausted and went to rest, giving the elf a chance to question Kyle. Noticing how he constantly trained while wearing multiple magic rings, Kyle explained that each ring increased his body weight, helping him build stamina. The elf couldn't understand why Kyle pushed himself so hard and wondered if it was connected to knowing his true name, but Kyle remained silent. At that moment, they finally broke into the treasure vault, and Kyle quickly called the others over. As they entered, everyone was stunned by the sheer amount of gold, and Sierra rushed forward, scattering coins in excitement. But Kyle showed no interest in the treasure. Instead, he walked into another room towards something far more important. Inside, he found the partner he would trust the most in the future.